have nothing to start with. So,
is the United States concerned about Turkey's plans to conduct military operations in Iraq in pursuit of Kurdish rebels?
You're talking about the action they're discussing in their parliament today? Let me go back a couple steps. We have long been supportive of Turkey to make sure that they have what they need in order to stop terrorist activity in northern Iraq. The Iraqi government is in agreement with that as well. And on September 28th, the Turks and the Iraqis came together on an agreement to work together cooperatively against terrorism. We're supportive of those efforts, and I think it's a hypothetically charged to talk about an incursion or an invasion, so I think I'll decline to comment on that.
Some type of military operation inside of Iraq.
Again, I think it's a hypothetical. Right now we're focused on cooperating with the Turks and the Iraqis to make sure that the PKK can be stopped, that the violence that threatens not only Turkey but Iraqis as well can be curtailed right there in northern Iraq, and the Iraqi government is committed to working hand in hand with the Turks on that.
In what way are you cooperating with the Turks in stopping the PKK?
Well, I'll leave it. I don't have specifics. I'd have to refer you to the embassy or to the military. Our presence over there in Iraq.
Is the United States going to take any additional? You keep saying that you're cooperating with Turkey. Are you actually going to take any steps on the ground to help them in what they intend to do to fight the rebels?
Well, yeah, I will decline to speak on specifics. I would tell you that to the extent that we find any terrorist or terrorist activity, we would provide information or make sure that that is stopped in whatever way, whatever means are necessary to do that. Martha.
Dana, you said this morning in the gaggle that the White House did not leak the information about the bin Laden tape. How do you know that?
Well, this is, let me take you back. This is the video. There was a private company that contacted the White House to let us know that they had found Osama bin Laden tape, asked us if we wanted to have the federal government review it. When the standard practice at the White House is to take that phone call, to take that request, and direct it directly to the DNI's office. So we did not ask to have that information just solely reviewed at the White House. We immediately turned it over to the National Center for Counterterrorism. That's what Fred Fielding and Joel Bagnall did, the two people who were aware of the link, and it went to the it went to the NCTC.
But I guess my question is, Fielding and Bagnall both knew about the information. You're positive they didn't leak it or take
Correct.
It further than the DNI's office? You've asked them
to NCTC. We asked that the company contact NCTC directly and get that information to them directly.
So they didn't contact NCTC. The site company did. Who did Fielding and Bagnall contact? DNI?
I would check on that. I know that they asked for the company that called to contact NCTC directly. I don't know who else they might have called within our government. Possibly the DNI's counsel's office, but I'm not positive. I can check.
My question is, you're saying they contacted these other places. The company asked them not to. So how do you know that
we asked
didn't come from Fielding or?
Because I've talked to Fred.
Okay, that's my question.
I've talked to Fred, and what we do is we ask that the call comes in from the company, and then Fred said, "We'd like for the federal government to be able to look at this. Thank you, but don't send it to me. Send it directly to the NCTC, the National Center for Counterterrorism, which is what was taking place here." To the extent that we have Americans coming forward to provide us information, whether it be a private citizen or a private corporation or anybody in America that can provide the government information, we take it very seriously that they should, one, feel comfortable in providing that information, that their sources will be protected, and that we will act on it if necessary. We appreciate what they did. This was a cause of concern that the information was leaked, and I would have to refer to the DNI's office in regards to any possible investigation into that leak.
You expressed concern about the leak. Is it because of the damage it may have done to site or the damage it may have done to national counterterrorism efforts?
I think it would be both. I'm not an expert as regards to how it affected this one particular company, though I read their account of it in the paper and have no reason to disagree with it. But I think from the larger context, what the President wants is to make sure that, to the extent that the American public is alert and that they hear about a threat that they think that their federal government should know about, we want them to come forward and tell us about that.
And so the leak could discourage those efforts.
So, President Bush and this administration has felt strongly again about leaks about classified information and intelligence. We don't think that it serves the American people well, and so that is the concern from that standpoint as well, just on the overall issue of leaking of classified or intelligence information. Peter?
Following up on that, to what extent are you concerned that this story splashed on the front page of the Post and discussed here is going to put a chill into anyone's desire to share anything with the White House or with intelligence agencies?
Well, I don't make editorial decisions at any of the nation's newspapers, and this is a story that they had, and they ran with it, and I don't disagree
their
with
motives.
that.
I'm talking about the fact that somebody in this administration leaked it. To what extent does that put a chill into anyone else?
As I said, we're concerned about it, and what we want is for the American people to know that if they have information, they should feel comfortable to give it to us, and to make sure that their sources are protected. And so that's why I would refer to the Director of National Intelligence and his office to see if there's going to be any additional follow-through or process evaluation or a leak investigation. We just don't do leak investigations out of here.
Right. Can these people be assured of that based on what's happened in this instance?
I think that, I would hope so. I think that this is a very isolated incident, and I'm sure that the intelligence community takes it very seriously as well.